Hi, well, what an honor it is to have Abbey Walsh here with us. Abbey is the expansion coordinator for something new here in Butler County, and that's Isaiah 117 House. So first, welcome to the Butler Bus.
Thank you so much for having me today.
And expansion coordinator. Well, we're expanding something new in Butler County, right?
We are.
Okay.
We are. This is the first Isaiah 117 house coming to Pennsylvania,
Oh,
period.
really?
Yes, and we're just starting out in Butler County.
Okay. So first, I'm thinking that a lot of people might have seen something about it because everybody's talking about it. But just in case, what is Isaiah 117 House about?
Yeah, so the Isaiah 117 house is really a ministry that started out of Tennessee, but it's to fill in the gap on the day of removal when a child enters into foster care. So right now, when a child enters into foster care, they're really stuck in this in-between space. The county does an excellent job at finding foster families to place them, but there's this waiting period.
Well, there has to be time to organize all of that,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. And so we're looking for a place for the child to go, but the child is hungry and sometimes needs a bath and doesn't have clothes, right? All these needs. And so instead of having to wait in an office to get a placement, what if we had a house? And so that's where the Isaiah 117 house started.
Well, that's a wonderful idea. And I did read a little bit about the history behind this. And if I'm correct, I remember reading Rhonda Paulson.
Yes.
Started this in Tennessee back in 2016, 2017 is the first house that opened.
Yes, she started her foster care journey, which led her to see that this was a gap
need
in the system. Mm-hmm.
How many houses, I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but I am curious. How many houses have opened since then?
So there are 19 open homes, and there are 47 homes in the opening process to go across, I believe, 11 states now.
So in a very short amount of time, this has exploded.
Right.
And that's because there is a need.
There is a need. There is a need. And actually, when this started, Mike Rowe, who does Dirty Jobs, if you've heard of that, he did a little show on Facebook that was called Returning the Favor. And in 2020, a show aired about the Isaiah 117 house. And so everybody got to hear what was going on while they were sitting in their homes during COVID. And it really started kind of cascading, other homes opening up.
Well, how did you start? How did you hear about it? From that?
Yeah, so I actually heard about it from a friend of ours who lives in Butler here. She moved to Tennessee. And so she was part of the house down there. She volunteered at it. And she was like, hey, Abby, you need to check this out. I think you should look into opening that in Butler.
And you're like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. So it started back then. I had just had a foster placement of my own.
Yes.
That was a day one removal. And I personally firsthand saw that the kids could have a better transition into foster care if they could have had a stopping place before they entered my house. They needed a bath when they came. They had no clothes. Some of them didn't have any shoes. They didn't have diapers. And so instead of spending that time with them to help them transition, I had to run out to Walmart and buy the things that we needed that day.
Right. Wow. That is so amazing and inspiring to hear all of this. So far, when did this actually start, the initiative here?
Yeah, so I actually sent out my first email request about learning about the Isaiah 117 house in 2020. But then the world kind of stopped. There was a pause. I fostered another child in the middle of that. And it was in January of 2021 that I restarted the process of saying, like, let's move forward with this. And it's been a process, you know, we're following under their roof and their footsteps of the program. So we had to, make sure that we were a good fit for them. They were a good fit for us. And we went down to Tennessee, visited different homes, see how it was run. And then we've worked through the process of expanding in Butler. And that's where we're at right now, is what we call the expansion phase, or the friend-raising phase, we like to call it too, where we're really just spreading awareness about the mission.
So spreading awareness. And if you are interested in actually learning, you could have Abby come and talk about Isaiah 117 house. Or another option would be you meet every first Thursday of the month?
First Thursday of the month at Community Alliance Church in Butler from 7 to 8 p.m. Everyone is welcome to come and find a place to get involved.
Okay. And talk about that, because I know we were talking about earlier before we started the interview. People can volunteer by actually being a volunteer in the house when the kids come to attend to the kids' needs. Or you need help with just maintaining the home, maybe doing shopping, maybe doing administrative tasks. Like there's a variety of different opportunities for you to get involved.
Yeah, there's really a place for everyone to get involved. And really it's most important, I think, for everyone to know that this house doesn't exist yet. It's not open yet. We need the community to help open this house. We need everybody to come together.
Do you have a time frame in mind? Like the goal would be we'd like to have the house open by?
Yes, I personally do. So we have a fundraiser scheduled for 6 months out from the time we start raising awareness in the area. And we started raising awareness in the area at the end of July. So our fundraiser is scheduled for February 8th right now in the spring. And that will be when our goal is to raise all the funds necessary to run the home.
And may I ask, do you know the details of the fundraiser yet? Or I'm sure it might be in process.
It's in
okay.
process.
Can you give us a little...
February 8th, mark your calendars for that. There'll be a lunch and there'll be a dinner that you can attend. Yeah.
And where can people learn to find more information about any of what we're talking about?
Absolutely. So you could go to the Isaiah117house.com website. That's probably the easiest hub. And you could click on Pennsylvania and Butler County to specifically find us, or look for us on Facebook, Isaiah117 House, Butler, PA.
And there's opportunities too. As you see, this is growing, growing, growing. But I did read also you could be a sock buddy. You can donate as little as, say, $10, $25 or more. I know kids in the community, because they were doing it in my neighborhood, we're having a lemonade stand.
Yes.
And I think that's just amazing.
Right. Kids want to know that they can help other kids too, just in small ways.
Absolutely important.
Absolutely.
Abby, you're inspiring. We love what you're doing. Thank you. Please support Isaiah 117 House. It's coming here in Butler County. You can be a part of it and help kids too. Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.